I'm sure you've seen the image of this young woman. But do you know who she is? Do you know where it comes from? This painting is The Last Day of Pompeii by Karl Pavlovich Bryullov. The story behind the painting is not about one single hero, but about the tragedy of an entire people. The subject comes from ancient history. On August 24, 79, a powerful eruption of Mount Vesuvius occurred, lasting about 24 hours. About 10 million tons of ash, stones, and lava were thrown onto the cities at its foot. Around 12,000 inhabitants perished. In 1827, the young artist Karl Bryullov was living and working in Rome, where shortly before his arrival, archaeologists had begun excavations of 3 cities buried under the ash of Vesuvius. At that time, he was searching for a subject for a large historical painting. His brother participated in the excavations, so Bryullov was fortunate enough to visit them. Archaeologists had an incredible idea. The voids they discovered within the thick layers of ash were filled with plaster. Before the artist's very eyes, these voids turned into plaster figures of the dead. Bryullov was so impressed that he immediately began making sketches. For 5 years, he created studies and examined archaeological finds and literary sources. The objects, jewelry, and other items in the painting were copied from those unearthed by archaeologists. The models for the characters were Italians, descendants of the ancient inhabitants of Pompeii. The artist spent 6 years creating the painting, and in 1833 the monumental canvas was completed. Its surface area is about 30 square meters. Bryullov worked at such an extreme level of mental and physical strain that at times he had to be literally carried out of his studio. His head would tremble and his knees would shake from exhaustion. The setting of the painting is the suburb known as the Street of the Tombs, which led from the Herculaneum Gate of Pompeii toward Naples. This is where the tombs of noble citizens and temples were located. Bryullov sketched the placement of the buildings directly during the excavations. When composing the work, Bryullov followed academic principles. The characters are grouped, the figures in the foreground are rendered with sculptural volume and contrast with the two-dimensional silhouettes of the figures in the background. In the left foreground, Bryullov painted a Christian priest. All the people are fleeing the city, yet the only one running into the city is the priest. He wears a cross on his chest, holds a censer and a chalice for communion. He is presented as if ready to share the fate of Pompeii's people. The Christian priest attempts to save the people, if not physically, then spiritually. In contrast to him is a pagan priest holding ritual objects, a small axe, a tripod, and a jug of oil. He flees along with everyone else. The old faith is leaving, and Christianity is coming to replace it. This fragment of the painting symbolizes the beginning of a new Christian civilization. Let us pay attention to the woman thrown from her chariot. During the excavations, scattered jewelry was found on one of the streets. This gave Bryullov the idea to depict the death of a noble Pompeian woman. The chariot symbolizes the power of ancient Rome, a legacy of the classical beauty of ancient Greece. Along with the falling statues, in the upper right corner of the painting, the broken chariot represents the destruction of the old civilization. The woman has perished, and beside her is a baby reaching out toward her. Remember how Jesus Christ is often portrayed. This image once again confirms the coming of the Christian era. This is probably the most tragic episode of the scene, and Bryullov highlighted it deliberately. The figures are illuminated more brightly than the others. One of the main literary sources Bryullov used when creating the painting were the letters of Pliny the Younger. He observed the eruption of Vesuvius from the town of Misenum, 30 kilometers from Pompeii. However, Bryullov deliberately chose to portray him as an example of maternal and filial love. Pliny recalled how he and his mother fled from Misenum during the height of the earthquake, while a cloud of volcanic ash advanced upon the city. It was difficult for the elderly woman to run. and not wanting to be the cause of her 18-year-old son's death, she begged him to leave her behind. Family motifs appear repeatedly in the painting. Near Pliny, we see young men carrying an old man on their shoulders. According to the artist's concept, these are two brothers saving their sick father. When painting this group, Bryullov probably relied on a similar compositional principle used by Tintoretto in the abduction of the body of Saint Mark. Another family is depicted near the steps of the tomb of Scaurus. Note the resemblance of their clothing to the Pompeian frescoes found in the Villa of the Mysteries. To the right of Pliny, we see a groom, terrified, holding his unconscious bride. In ancient Rome, it was customary to adorn the heads of newlyweds with floral wreaths. Behind them is a horseman on a rearing horse. In addition to the main plot and symbolic meaning, the painting contains an undercurrent of the artist's personal feelings. Bryullov painted nearly all of the female figures to resemble his muse. In 1827, Bryullov met the woman of his life, Countess Samoilova. After separating from her husband, the young aristocrat, a former lady-in-waiting who loved the bohemian lifestyle, moved to Italy. Both the Countess and the artist had reputations as heartbreakers. Their relationship remained free but lasted for many years, and their friendship continued until Bryullov's death. She was the love of his life. He adored her from the day they met in Italy until his last breath. Yet his feelings were unrequited, which caused him great suffering. With her Mediterranean looks, Yulia was Bryullov's ideal, seemingly created for an ancient subject. In the painting, he gave her face to 4 of the female figures. The woman with her daughters, along with Pliny and his mother, was among the first images to appear in the artist's sketchbooks. But, in the early versions, this family group was in the background. Realizing that this episode could play a significant role in revealing the concept, Bryullov moved them to the foreground. Their skeletons were found in exactly the same position during excavations. The artist even included himself in the painting, thus immortalizing his presence on the canvas. Bryullov arranged the groups of characters in such a way that it is possible to view each of them individually. Yet even in the face of death, they remain beautiful. Everyone, that is, except the figure trying to catch falling coins. Even in such a dramatic moment, he succumbs to weakness. The artist also paid close attention to the collapsing buildings. Seismologists claim that Bryullov realistically depicted an earthquake of magnitude 8. This is exactly how structures collapse during tremors of such force. Notice how brightly the volcanic lava illuminates the background. It gives the impression that the buildings are on fire. The painting. The Last Day of Pompeii was first exhibited in the artist's studio on Via di San Claudio in Rome and literally exploded onto the art world. Eminent figures of the time came to see the epic masterpiece of the Russian painter. Karl Bryullov's popularity in Europe grew day by day. In 1834, Demidov ceremoniously presented the painting to Emperor Nicholas I, who then placed it in the Hermitage, where it was displayed to the public. In 1987, The Last Day of Pompeii was transferred to the Russian Museum, where it remains to this day. After completing this monumental canvas, the artist gained European fame. Moving to Italy toward the end of his life, he finally settled there permanently and became an honorary member of the Academies of Arts. Such mysteries are sometimes revealed to us by famous masterpieces, works that cannot be understood instantly. If you are interested in similar breakdowns of paintings by great artists, don't forget to like and subscribe.